Hello everyone, welcome to a new deep analysis for Bitcoin and the price prediction, of course, based on Elliott wave. And let's see what are our possibility for the next week, what we might expect as scenarios between bullish and bearish. So we're gonna start on the 2 weeks chart here to see, of course, in history, what do we have in Bitcoin. So as a reminder, where are we heading in general? Of course, we're still very bullish on a Bitcoin, of course, knowing that we are in a short market right now. And that because we have finished a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 in cycles. Yeah, the first cycle 4 years was your wave 1, the second 4 years was your wave 3, and the third 4 years was your wave 5 as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finishing an impulse. And after this, of course, we got a wave 2 here after finishing a wave 1 or potentially wave 8. However, I'm going to consider it right now, it is a wave 1 with a wave 2, of course, as a bearish market finishing this wave 2. And currently, you're looking for a wave 3 to the upside, meaning we are still very bullish on Bitcoin. In case we are in A, B, C as well, it is a very possible zigzag impulse, wave B, and then wave C towards the upside. So we are looking, of course, at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here for Bitcoin, of course. And we're looking inside this cycle, the bull run that we just got and we just finished in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 potentially, because of course there's still one more possibility for one more move toward the upside, since we still have a gap here in our curve, parabolic curve, taken of course from every single all-time high here. As you can see, we did not touch it yet. We did not touch it, so possibly that we might still get one more leg as well. It is a possibility for a wave 5. So we need to check what's gonna happen. However, we are very bullish still, of course. Don't forget that this is your wave 1 that we finished here, whether it's finished or not yet, but it is a wave 1. And then we're looking for a wave 2 toward the downside. Currently, of course, this is your wave 3 over 3. Yeah, we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So after finishing this wave 2, you're moving for a wave 3, which is the wave 3 of this blue 3. Yeah, meaning wave 3 over 3 is the most explosive and impulsive wave in an impulse that you can get. And normally when we come to this scenario only with Bitcoin, please mention that this happens mostly only in Bitcoin. Bitcoin tends to hit the wave 2 only on the 0.23 because it is a very in rush to move in a wave 3 over 3. It tends to hit the 0.23 and then move towards the upside. I'm not saying that this is going to happen 100% for sure, of course, but we have to always be careful and ready for it in case it happened. The best case scenario is the 0.38, which is the minimum requirement for any coin, Bitcoin or another one. The wave 2 would be better, of course, if it hits the 0.38 from the 51K. And as you can see, we have a very strong support here with a lot of a big order block here, right? There is a lot of support here, technically even. Besides, of course, the fib level and the Elliott wave, we have technically a very strong support with an order block here. And of course, we are expecting to continue definitely for higher from the 51K in case, of course, we break the 0.23, which it might be in a rush to move in a wave 3 over 3. We have to be careful and be ready for it. So this is an overview in the cycles. Where are we heading? Where are we right now? Potentially, we're moving towards the 68K. We're gonna see how internally are we moving towards this cycle. So let's move now on the daily. So as you can see on the daily with our channeling, of course, we very important, of course, the channeling. It tells us very clearly where are we in term of an impulse. So we are here in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. As you can see, your acceleration channel here was broken again. I'm gonna reduce a little bit the visuals here to make it clearer. So yeah, as you can see, we have broken this corrective channel, the blue channel, after a wave 4 here. and we move very, very nicely inside it, of course, and through the acceleration channel, hitting this middle line for the wave 5, as it is supposed to be always in an impulse. And we start to range here. Of course, we got a several times support. We got another wave 5 because we have 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. And then, of course, we tested this lower part of the acceleration channel as a signal that, okay, we start to get some weakness here, because getting to this far, breaking it, of course, is not a good thing for an impulse. So you are looking, of course, to break out this acceleration channel, and of course entering the base channel again, of course, is a very, very good indication that you have finished your bull run here and you're moving into a bearish market. And of course, seeking for a new low, and from this new low starting a new bull run, right? So we're gonna see how the things are going to work regarding the new bull run. We're gonna, of course, have new channeling for the new bull run, basically. So if we take a look also on our bullish scenario, that we are still looking for a wave 5 potentially, but you see, of course, that the possibility is very low just by looking at the channeling before. It's still very, very low, because you need right now with the channeling, of course, to move back. Imagine you have to repeat all what happened here. Yeah, you have to break the base channel, you have to range here and then break through the acceleration channel. It might happen, Bitcoin might do it, but yeah, very low possibility right now. I think it needs to charge up some power from the low and then moving explosively and massively towards the upside again. So as you can see, of course, on the daily in the bullish scenario, of course, in case, because still a possibility and I cannot ignore it. So we have a triple 1-2s here, 3, 4, 5, a 4, and a 5, a finishing wave 3, and we have WXY for a wave 4, meaning you're still looking potentially for a wave 5 toward the upside, and the yellow as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Because of the very, very deep correction, which is unfinished yet, only 3 waves toward the downside, and of course looking for 3 waves up, meaning still looking for more, and then of course meaning, of course, this scenario is a little bit low possibility, not a little bit, too much. So let's move to the short one, which is of course the bear market, where we have a longer correction in W, X, and a Y, finishing your wave Y in a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, you can call this even for your wave Y as A, B, C here, rather than triangle. It's a flat, truncated, and it's still 1, 2, 1, 2. So in both case scenario, how you read this wave Y, both case scenario will lead you to double 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and a 5. 4 and a 5 finishing as this bull run in a wave 1 here, and we're moving in A, B, and a C toward the downside. As you can see, the targets are the 68 to 100, and this of course reminds you with something we just said in the beginning of this analysis in the parabolic chart, where we said, of course, our target at 0.23, right, is 68K. Meaning, once you finish this bear market here, of course, at 68K, that is a very, very big potential to move explosively and massively with a wave 3 over 3, right, for Bitcoin. It can be, of course, in a rush, and this is exactly what happened when it is in this point of an impulse 3 over 3, right? It doesn't give you a chance even to be ready. So be careful also with it, so we need to watch it. We are always ready in this channel, by the way, so we keep it in mind. In case we get 3 waves here and we're not bullish yet, of course we're gonna retrace 3 waves toward the upside. That means we are bullish in both case scenarios. In 3 waves up, in case we got 3 waves up, we saw a weakness in this area. Therefore, it means, of course, no, we need to test still the 51K, which is our 0.38. Here we go. On our parabolic chart, blue box, our 0.38 fib level, which is exactly on the lower part of this order block, right? If you remember, and then moving massively and impulsively toward the upside. Now, breaking this level, this is not a good for Bitcoin anymore. For a bullish, yeah, breaking under this one, that means, yeah, not good at all. We might, of course, test all of this move toward the downside and coming back to the 20Ks, yeah, which is not nice, of course, to see for Bitcoin. Hopefully not, right? So these are the worst case scenarios in the bearish market. Now, let's move to the 4-hour chart and to our possibilities for the next week. What we might see in the next week. We have a lot of possibilities. Of course, this is a lot of crowded things in Elliott Wave, I know, guys, but I made it very nice for you in possibilities to see what we might have. So we have a lot of bearish possibilities and just one bullish possibility, unfortunately. Our bullish possibility, the only possible bullish possibility is our leading diagonal toward the upside, forming a wave 1, meaning we're still looking our wave 4 here after we topped here for a wave 3 potentially if we are still in 1112s, and still looking for WXY for a wave 4 finished here, and we're looking for a wave 5 toward the upside. Now that is too long, by the way. That's too much. Even if we have a wave 5, we cannot reach this. However, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, wave 1. Yeah, so we in of course leading diagonal. So what you are looking at here is a zigzag up, zigzag down, and then of course we are in a formation for a zigzag up potentially for a wave 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing a wave 1 in leading diagonal, A, B, and a C for a wave 2, and then moving impulsively toward the upside, wave 3, 4, and of course wave 5. Inside, of course, the acceleration channel should be, of course, definitely, as you can see. So we need, of course, to break the base channel, of course, already with a wave 1. Breaking it, of course, with a wave 2, potentially your wave 2 might be shallow, and then moving inside the acceleration channel for a wave 3, and then 4 and a 5, again in the middle line, of course, possibly for this acceleration channel to be finished in case we are bullish. This is the only possibility that we have for the bullish guys. If you are bullish, you have to watch this scenario. Now, if we are bearish, of course, we have a lot, of course, of scenarios here, because we are in a wave B, and a wave B is very, very tricky. It has a lot of form, a lot of tricky pattern that it might unfold. Now, the fastest bearish scenario is the following: W, X, and Y. You finished a wave A and a very, very fast wave B, which I doubt it, and moving toward the downside directly in 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 for a wave C in a wave 1 to 1, of course, to hit A, B, and a C. Now, why it is a very, very far possibility? Because this time, of course, I'm entering the time required, of course, for a wave B to be finished in a flat, right? Wave 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and then continuation toward the downside. So the time is very crucial right now, because we got the formation of the pattern and everything is fine. We know that we're moving down, but when? This is a key level right now, the timing. Now, the timing for the wave B is minimum, of course, 0.618, and between the 1 would be the perfect, of course. 1.38 is also possible. Now, very rare case scenario is 0.38, meaning in all case scenarios, we did not reach the time yet for, of course, a wave C toward the downside based on your wave A here. Based on this wave, you would like to see a little bit more range here, of course, before moving toward the downside. This is very, very fast, yeah? So therefore, this is a very low possibility still, of course, to move towards the downside directly, unless the market is in a rush to crash. Yeah? So this is when we start to say, okay, we're crashing. All right, so that's not good. Of course, another scenario could be the following: an A, B, and a C, where you would like to have, of course, it's the same scenario here. It's about only timing, A, B, and a C. Now, the difference here is that your 0.32 will be hit perfectly. However, also lower possibility. Now, of course, not low possibility as moving directly. So I think that we're still moving toward the upside for a 0.38 here, and then moving for lower later on. So this is a possible one, much possible than the previous scenario, of course. Now, another scenario is this one we have already seen. So we have a triangle, the triangle scenario where you have again ABC for a wave A, you're looking for a wave B. Now don't forget the triangle, it can be A, B, C, D, E, and then moving towards the downside. Again, this scenario also allows you to hit the 0.38 or closer potentially. Well, so not so much, by the way. Because if you have a wave E, which is your weekend range right now, we might get a wave D finished, wave E for tomorrow, and then on Monday start to move towards the downside. But yeah, the 0.38, I doubt that we're gonna be reaching it. As you can see, it is on next Saturday, by the way, not until next week. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so until next week, we might still ranging, guys. Yeah, so this is what it says right now. Minimum next week range, yeah. Um, yeah, so WXY, which is the most important one, and I think this is what it might happen. Yeah, I think what it might happen, we might be in a triangle here, yeah, for a wave E, for a wave W, yeah, and then having a wave X in a zigzag potentially on Monday, yeah, thinking that we're moving toward the downside for a wave C, but it's gonna be a wave X, and then moving toward the upside again for a wave Y, yeah, to finish the wave B, and this is where the psychology is gonna start to play here. And I get all the comments, we are bullish, right? So where the doubt starts here with the wave X, and where we don't reach the low and we start to move for higher, and this is where the psychology starts. Yeah, we are bullish, and of course, yeah, getting the high potentially here with the fib level, perfect fib time for a wave B. So 3 waves down, W, X, and a Y in a very choppy wave, and continuation toward the downside for a wave C. Yeah, so here is the psychology. Yeah, and I think this is the most important scenario, and I think this is what we are facing for the next weeks. Yeah? So I think that even we will not continue further until April, guys. Potentially for whole March, we're gonna range in this area, then moving a little bit higher for April, and then moving down, of course, in May, and then of course that might, of course, hit the 0.23 for a wave C, A, B, and a C, and then moving to the upside. Very, very interesting scenarios. Those scenarios are going to be in front of us for the next weeks, potentially, of course, to see what's gonna happen for Bitcoin. But very interesting. This is the most one that I think it might happen. The second one in possibility, of course, is not this one. Also, yeah, this one. The second place that it might happen is this one, of course, where you have A, B, and a C. Yeah, it can be a wave C, I don't know, in leading diagonal or an impulse. It doesn't matter. It can be A, B, and a C. Your wave B can be a triangle as well, yeah, and then moving toward the upside and finishing this ABC with a 0.38. Now 0.38 is okay, yeah, to say, okay, we can move further toward the downside. So those two possibilities, this one and this one, are very, very important to see for the next week, yeah. We're gonna see which one, of course. Now, if we move a little bit closer on the 1 hour chart for a quick analysis, what's going on and what we might expect, of course. So, as you know, we are potentially in A, B, C, D, and E, but I believe that this wave D is extending, to be honest. I think that this wave D is extending, meaning this is gonna be your wave D here. And we gonna get, of course, potentially as a zigzag here or correction for a wave D, moving again for a wave E toward the upside. So I'm gonna put it already from there, because I believe the wave B anyway is not ready to move toward the downside anymore. Before, of course, a longer range here in this area. So we are expecting potentially wave B, of course, to be finished around this area anyway. Yeah. So basically, I think that this is, of course, A, and then triangle potentially for a wave B here, and then, of course, moving toward the downside. But I think this is gonna move much more in an A, B, and a C first, and then moving toward the downside. So I believe that we still have one more leg toward the upside, whether in here and then moving down, or in W and then X and a Y, and then moving down, which of course it's gonna take more time, guys. So that was it for Bitcoin. The deep analysis, most possible case scenarios that we might face between bullish and bearish. Of course, the bullish is a leading diagonal. We have to watch for this as well. Of course, it might happen. As you can see, this is in confluence. By the way, we have a wave 3 here, which is in confluence with, of course, this scenario as well. Yeah, this one. Here we go. Yeah, in confluence where you get also a move toward the upside with a wave C. Yeah, so we have to, yeah, when we come to this area, of course, I'm gonna reanalyze which one is the closer and which one is in highest possibility, guys. That was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. I see you tomorrow in the live stream for special requests and some altcoins analysis. Be there and see you in the next one. Bye bye.